How do you feel about chemical?
I do actually get that question quite a bit. I think that chaos is quite likely because most people are going to have to die.
The nuclear age began when the first atom bomb was exploded in 1945 in New Mexico. Only 3 weeks later, the first atom bomb was used in warfare. Hiroshima had been spared conventional bombing so that the effects of this grim experiment could be documented with precision.
My first impression was of darkness. I suppose it was all the ashes that were thrown up in the air.
There would be smoke, surprise, and the firestorms that would be caused by these simultaneous widespread fires, as in the Tokyo firestorm of March 9th and 10th, 1945, where the fires were so widespread that they caused the column of air to rise abruptly very high into the stratosphere, where it would not be rained out ever, and it would spread quickly around the world, causing a blanket that would destroy, or rather absorb, most of the sunlight from reaching the earth, killing all the harvests, starving everyone on earth.
Hi, I'm Dave Dankenberger, and I'm a PhD student in engineering, and I work on climate change, energy, and geoengineering. So an obvious way of preventing global warming is to plant trees because they absorb CO2. But it takes a lot of labor to plant trees, so one way of doing this is filling a plane with trees and dropping them out. So I'll demonstrate this concept. That didn't work. Thanks, I saw that. Okay. There we go. So my goal is feeding everyone, hopefully no matter what. And what that goal means is about 1.5 billion tons of dry food produced per year. Before this work, the solution that has been proposed to these problems is to store up more food. The problem is, there are three problems. One, if the catastrophe happened next month, we would not be ready. We don't have very much food storage. Two, if we store up food over years or even decades, we would inflate the food price, and that would exacerbate the current malnutrition problem. How could we feed people without the sun? Well, generally what we're talking about is taking dead biomass. If the sun is blocked, we'll have lots of dead trees, and converting that into something that's edible for people. I've estimated that we have enough chainsaws in the world to cut trees down quickly within under a year.
To the military, a forest is only a place where you hide troops or shelter them from attack. So they cut down pine trees, then planted them in concrete in the desert to measure what happened.
There's uncertainty of how many survivors there would be, but there actually would be a significant number of survivors, and some infrastructure surviving that is outside of the target urban areas. Much of the biomass, obviously, is outside of the urban areas. And in terms of radiation, it would be a problem, but alternate foods would generally be less susceptible to radiation. The crops are outside, and the radioactive fallout would fall on them directly. If instead we take a tree and we convert the wood inside the tree into mushrooms, the wood inside would have been less exposed to radiation. Yes, there would be exposure to radiation, there would be increased cancer deaths, but many more people would be saved with these alternate foods.
Conventional wisdom, no matter how deeply felt, may not be a reliable guide in an age of apocalyptic weapons.